Right, so we're going to try out the AGL Blue Boys from the Worldwide Celebration versus Kid BUU. It'll be very interesting. I really want to see how good Vegito Blue can be against Kid BUU, if we can actually get him out. And then, of course, we do have the physical Kid BUU on the team. I love the fact that physical Kid BUU can basically just be run pretty much everywhere. Because he's on the 170 leads for the Blue Boys and Zamasu. Which means that because their teams can essentially comprise any super or extreme class that don't even have to be on their actual category leads, it means you can have Kid BUU just running around with any other units, providing them support and stuff. So, should certainly be interesting. And then turn 1, of course, we're on full HP, so we are getting the full buff. Because then what do these guys look like? Yeah, them starting off... I mean, 8 mil's not crazy, but... for their very first attack, it's pretty good. Brought these guys, obviously, for the potential revival and the big support thing. Yeah, Kid BUU is on Battle of Fate. So I think only the Kid BUUs are on Battle of Fate. But yeah. And then, of course, he's on Worldwide Chaos. I mean, yeah, essentially it is a Battle of Fate team, right? Because I think every single character on here is Battle of Fate. So... but I mean, it's both, I guess, right? Well, no, because Zamasu and Gowasu and Zamasu aren't Battle of Fate. They're on there because of the Future Saga. But they do get the 200% leader skill, so... alright, and then we float you off so that you get the dodge. And then when he comes back, because obviously Vegito against an int boss is a little bit risky, but obviously when he comes back on his next turn, during the int Kid BUU phase, he's going to have a 100% chance to dodge, so... no, wow, okay, 632k. Well, alright, not the best first rotation this time, but... in fact, we're gonna have to rely on Tech Vegito to dodge the super at the end of the second turn. That's something that I fail to consider sometimes when we throw together teams to see how good they'll be against Kid BUU. Is the fact that he always launches the super in slot 3 on the second turn. So if you get a rotation for your second turn where you don't have a unit that can tank that super attack, then you're just dead on the second turn. Which is kind of crazy. I still remember that meme with the Blue Boys where it's like my reaction to that information, and it's that start of their 12 key super where they've got like a 2 million attack stat. I mean, Tech Vegito does have built in like all those crits built in, right? No, wait, is it... he doesn't have the crit, so you build him full crit, and then Gogeta has the effective against all types, so you build him for an additional. I always forget which way around it is. But yeah, Vegito, Tech Vegito, once he transforms, gets that free turn where he can't take damage, and then I don't think any of the new quest stages are a better link level stage, no. Well, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, basically for the second turn we just have to rely on Vegito dodging the super, because if he doesn't, he dies. So... alright, so these guys get a couple of supers off. Yeah, Vegito gets the additionals and Gogeta gets the crits, yeah, so you just build them the opposite way when it comes to the hidden potential. Oof. Oh god, this is actually a terrible turn. I mean, I just want to get to int Kid BUU and see what these guys can do, so I'm just going to use the item here. It's one of the things we noticed, like, especially on yesterday's stream, right, with all the attempts with the Vegeta team, like, this event, and again, every single time we go into Kid BUU, the video is going to turn into a complaining about limited attempt events again, but Like, testing out teams, especially if you're like just not using items for whatever reason, is super annoying in some of these events, right? Where you can go into the turns and just get... I mean, even with the item active, to be fair, like Vegito still has to dodge the super, otherwise he dies. Because, you know, he has okay defense after getting his normals, but he's not going to live a super in slot 3 from Kid Buu. I'm not even sure on this particular team build who we even necessarily want to be in, like, you know, if we could pick any one unit to be in slot 3. Does it count as a Ki Blast super? Because then I guess, like, Ultimate Gohan would be able to negate it potentially, but man, we have the item active. Otherwise, I was going to say I feel like we have to use this like straight away, but because yeah, with the item active, I guess it depends where he supers though. That's the problem. Because I was going to say with the item active, we should tank reasonably well. Their 18 key super is the unarmed one. No, it's their 12 key. Okay, so need to get their 18 key super because that's also the one that stacks their defense. So yeah, I know Int Kid Buu is the melee one. We can actually get physical orbs for Gohan. Now the question is, do we use the... Well, no, because they've supered a couple of times already, right? So they already have some damage reduction, and we have the Icarus active, so we should be alright, I think. I just don't want to use the revival now. But we've also only got 277k defense, so if we don't dodge the super in slot 1, we just die anyway. Who's on the next turn? Blue Boys, Kid Buu, Gawasu and Zamasu. Let's just do that. Oh, come on. This guy's whole job is to dodge in slot 1. We only just died as well. We had like 270k something HP. I think at this point I'm just using the Icarus against the STR Kid Buu just so we get through this first phase. Because it's annoying enough. Yeah, this is not a great rotation. It's crazy to think, like I say, we on the second turn, even with the item active, we still just have to have Vegito dodge in slot 3. Although, well, I guess it depends how many supers the GT Duo get. We could put the GT Duo in slot 3, and then they get what, 10% damage reduction per super. The Icarus gives, is it 35%? So if they got at least 3 supers, they'd have 65% damage reduction in slot 3, so they would live the super from STR Kid Buu. But then, of course, it means not floating this guy. Well, he comes back on turn 4 anyway. But it means he doesn't have built-in dodge. Which I suppose doesn't really matter too much if we have the Icarus active as well. Yeah, because this way I think we get the... we survive the super regardless, whereas if Vegito doesn't dodge, then we would die to the super anyway, even with the Icarus active. That's the problem with a lot of these units in this event, really, is because this is a shorter event, right? You always get to ink Kid Buu on turn 3, which is too early for, like, the Vegito fusion. You can get the standby with the 8 years as long as you're on low enough HP, but you won't have been able to fulfill the other condition yet. Yeah, I think at the time Beast came out, people thought he didn't need any sort of defense equips or hidden potential or anything, just because there wasn't really anything in the game that could actually kill him. And so you just wanted to maximize on the amount of damage that he can do. But obviously that's like short-sighted, because as the more difficult content starts to come out, then obviously he is going to be able to start taking damage. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to... once the anniversary stuff is all coming out, obviously I'll do videos talking about like what I think is the best builds and all that kind of stuff for these different characters. But alright, the GT duo getting a bunch of supers off here, so they're getting their damage reduction. I actually don't know how much Kid Buu's super hits for, but if they got 4 supers here, it means they have like 75% damage reduction, so we should be okay. Wow, still 434. Well, so much for that. Wow, can't get a super for Kid Buu, which means he's not going to get any defense, which means he's probably just going to die. Cool. What a turn. Well, I guess we're just doing this again. Okay, they dodged the super this time at least. Good lord. Kid Buu was in like slot 7 wasn't he, or something, so he hasn't had any build up yet. Was he in slot 7? I thought he was. Yeah, because the Icarus is I think 35%, right? So he has 55% damage reduction and type advantage, but because he's not supering, he's not getting that 250% on super buff. Yeah, I saw a couple of people mention that about DBS hype. He was posting all the like manga leaks and stuff. I mean, unfortunately, it's one of those things that like he would have always been aware that that could happen. Alright, so we get our 100% dodge chance turn here with Vegito. Now the problem is, if we keep, well, I guess we keep him on rotation and float him off the next time, but so do that and then do that. There he goes, healing. Okay, we dodged the super again, good. That defense stack. I mean, the problem as well is, like, again, any additional supers they do, it is building up their attack, but they don't do any damage, and they build up his attack, which is kind of awkward. Alright, call Vegito. We need these crits. Otherwise he's not doing any damage. Nice. Oh, good. Man. Well, there we go. His 18 key super is able to do damage, but yeah, I feel like one of the goofy OSTs makes perfect sense for this, the way this fight is going now. Hey, Gawasu and Zamasu actually got the dodge. Well, at least we can do this now. Actually, you know what? This could be a good turn. Because we're going to do this. Then we're going to do the active skill for Vegito, so we get the 100% dodge. And then we're going to use the standby. Actually, no, wait. We need to use the standby first, don't we? So we get the attack buff. But I don't like watching that GT standby thing's way too long. So we're going to use that so we get the attack buff for Vegito. Now Vegito is going to use his active skill in slot 2, which means we get a 100% chance to dodge. Doesn't do damage, but the point is, now we have the 100% dodge chance. Then we can do this. Alright. Alright, here we go. Watch him not super in slot 1 now as well, now that we can get the actual 100% dodge chance. And there's the good old Dokkan original, the Vegito special. His 12 keys are not unarmed, are they? Even though he kicks him, they're not unarmed super attacks, apparently. Interesting. Although, of course, the problem is by getting the revival and being on full HP, it means we won't be able to transform with the other Vegito. Alright, Vegito just keeps going. I know, Vegito could have been so much better. Like, the actual Vegito part of the card is still really good. Like, he's doing all these additional supers and everything. And of course, on this turn, because we used his active skill, like, he has a 100% chance to dodge, so he can't take any damage. But yeah, like, imagine if this card came out now and was like a standalone. It was just the Vegito Blue as a standalone card. Like, how insane he would be. Alright, 13 million for Gohan's pretty good, considering he only gets a 170 lead on this team as well. Also, see, how is this not an unarmed super attack? He starts off by punching him. And I'm not complaining, because it means we could do damage, but... Huh? Alright, and then we die. Wait, are we not going to die? We're not going to die. That's actually good. Hell yeah. No, it's always the start of the super attack. So if an enemy is doing a massive ki blast but they punch you first, it doesn't count as a ki blast super. So that should count as an unarmed super attack. He literally flies at them and punches them in the face. Vegito Blue. Alright, well, we know this doesn't do any damage, but it gives us the 100% chance to dodge. And then we use take Vegito Blue's active skill in slot 3, because then that gives him the dodge chance, and we put him in slot 2. It's all coming together. We couldn't set it up without items, but it's all coming together. And unfortunately, we're on low HP, so he's not giving the full support. But Kid Buu's still giving 50% extra attack for these attacks as well. Crit? Oh, come on, bro. You've got like full crit in the hidden potential. I think. Yeah, 25 crit. Had a 50% chance to crit on that super attack active skill, and he didn't. I need to make sure Kid Buu can super, otherwise this will be bad. If I do that, it will have the rainbows, right? Yeah, there you go. Alright. Yeah, exactly. This is a completely intentional part of my plan, and not that we just didn't die with the STR Vegeta for some reason, even though, well, I say for some reason, it's because we had the Actually, we didn't have the item active, did we? Because I used it on the first turn of Kid BUU. So that would, last turn was turn 5? Or did I not use it on the first turn of Kid BUU? Well, we can't really reset for crits anyway, because we have to use his active skill in slot 3. But also, I don't like doing that. Crit fishing, I think that's lame. But we have to use it in slot 3 so that he gets the dodge chance. Because obviously, by using his active skill in slot 3, he now gets the dodge chance that he would get from attacking in slot 3, even though we've moved him into slot 2. I mean, if he gets crits... Oh, no, of course he can't, because it's only his 18-key super does damage. Yeah, if you use an active skill on a character and it doesn't crit, you can reset the app, so you go back to the start of the turn, put them in a different slot and do the active skill again, and there's the possibility that you will crit in that slot instead. But obviously, like I say, we have to use him in slot 3, otherwise he doesn't get the dodge chance. Alright, we've done some decent damage, but of course he needs to dodge these incoming normals because he's got type disadvantage, and Kid BUU's probably fully built up at this point. Yeah, he is. It's a shame that none of these do any damage, but... Look at that cheeky dodge cut in face. And then Kid BUU does a bit of damage. Oh, we're going to get the... There's no way this kills, right? Even with the type advantage. I was going to say we're going to get the mythical Beast Gohan KO screen, but probably not. Although I think we just win anyway now, because he's not attacking in slot 1. We actually win. So let's do the special beam cannon. Now we had to use our items, and you know I could have brought Whis, which is better than the Icarus, but yeah, Gohan stacks attack, so you ideally want to do many supers before doing the special beam cannon, but it's still one of the coolest looking active skills in the game. But and then we can just do this, and then he's dead. Well, they can't super, but that doesn't matter. Because when we use the active skill, we get the full passive unlocked, even if you don't get enough ki. So there you go. There's our flying punch to the face that doesn't count as an unarmed super. Now Gohan will kill, because remember, this is what I say. If you use the active skill, it counts as activating his full passive for 24 ki. So he gets the extra super, he gets the effective against all types, like he gets all of that stuff active on the turn where you use the active skill. So that wasn't even the hidden potential, that was his passive. Yeah, he's punching with his aura. But yeah, there you go. So that was the Vegito team, basically a Battle of Fate team, but with Gawasu and Zamasu. You saw how badly some of the earlier turns went when we weren't using the items. So, I mean, this team is a bit old now. I guess it's on the one hand, I was going to say it's not the end of the world, really, to say that this team has been power crept. But then realistically, the AGL Blue Boys aren't even a year old at this point. But I mean, to be fair, like they do okay as long as they actually get their dodge. And then if you can get the fusion, which is not difficult in this event because you take so much damage, then obviously Vegito Blue, none of his attacks get negated at least, apart from his active skill. But then using his active skill gives you the 100% chance to dodge. So I mean, the team can do okay, but I think you probably could no item Kid BUU with this team, but you'd have to get really good RNG, I think. And since it's limited attempts and we'd already died twice, I didn't want to risk it. But let me know what you guys think of the Blue Boys. I think at this point, it's fairly easy to say with some of the buffs that we've seen and how good I think his team still is overall, that Zamasu is better than the Blue Boy, or has aged better. I thought he was better on release, to be fair, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.